Steve Davis to Johnny Evans, now McCourt, Jamie Ward through the middle for Northern Ireland. McCourt has beaten a whole bunch of players again. What a goal! That's why they called him 𝘐𝗍𝘂𝘶, the Messi of Northern Ireland. And he rubber stamps this impressive win for Northern Ireland with a moment of genius.
That's just unbelievable, but that's what he does. He scores sensational goals, great swivel and body movement. As the ball stuck to his foot, really is superb skill. Left foot tips it over the top of the goalkeeper, and that's the pick of the bunch. There's been some good goals tonight, Mark, but this is the best goal of the lot, and he's turned them inside out and finishes off with the most delicate chip. Well, I think he's got to be the man of the match tonight. I don't think there's anybody else who's going to get close to him, Mark. Nigel's enjoying that, and he knows what he's done in training this week. Sensational from Paddy McCourt.
Paddy, welcome to the Oval. It's been rumoured for a while that you might be on your way here. Was it a difficult decision to sign in the end?
No, it wasn't a difficult decision. The fact that Declan was a manager here and I've worked with him before, made it a lot easier. When he first asked me a few weeks back, look, it took a few weeks to think about it and the logistics of it, living in Donegal and stuff. But, after speaking to him one day about the hopes and the expectations of the club, then, I was really excited to get involved.
Ellis plays away to his right for McCourt, who blazed one over for Barnsley not too long ago. He's in possession again, hurdles the challenge of Butterfield. McCourt into the penalty area, still McCourt! What a goal! Tremendous goal by Paddy McCourt for Barnsley. He wriggled away from 3 or 4 challengers and somehow found a gap in that Middlesbrough defence and slotted the ball into the bottom left-hand corner. And the 𝘐𝗍𝘂𝗶𝗶 has opened his goal-scoring account for the Reds. It's Barnsley 1, Middlesbrough 0 on 26 minutes.
What are your expectations then going forward, and what do you expect for the club in the season ahead?
Well, look, the expectations from everyone at the club is they, make the club successful. Finishing 5th last year is probably, under expectation. So, look, Declan's had a couple of months now. He's obviously come in, had a look at the club, has, released some players that, were probably, their time was up here. So, there's a bit of recruiting to do. But the expectation from everyone within the club is they, be at the top end of the league and challenging for, league titles and cups. So, hopefully I can, help add to that.
And you touched on it earlier, but you've already worked with Declan before. What's your relationship with him? When have you worked with him, or how do you know him?
Well, I worked with Declan at Derry City. I was technical director and he was a manager, so it was slightly different roles. But a lot of my role as technical director was nearly like an assistant manager. You're there to help a manager on a daily basis, take some of the workload off him, allow him to concentrate what he's great at, which is coaching and managing players. So if I can help, with all the other stuff that comes along with that as assistant manager, then, it's pretty similar to how we worked before at Derry.
Pat McCourt wants the ball left-hand side. Good ball by Steve Davis. Pat McCourt takes on 𝘠𝑪𝗓, gets the ball in, gets it back. Oh, Paddy McCourt gets the goal that he deserves. And Northern Ireland get the pressure-easing third. And that's the 3 points wrapped in precision.
Thinking about your playing experience, obviously a vast playing experience, international level and club level. As assistant manager then, do you think that is important to have that sort of a background, that you'd be able to sort of relate directly to players? It's not that long ago since you were last on the pitch.
Well, I don't know if it's vitally important, but it certainly helps. You know how players are thinking. It's only 5 years since I finished and been involved with Derry for most of that time, so you're always been around players and dressing rooms, and it helps that you have experiences that they'll be going through. You know how they'll be feeling after a loss, you'll know how they'll be feeling after a win, and you'll know how they'll be feeling sometimes they're not in the team. So it's an important part of my job to speak to players, make sure they're feeling part of the group, and when you sense that maybe one's lacking a wee bit of confidence, put your arm around them, have a chat with them. And when, one or two maybe getting a wee bit ahead of themselves too, because that happens too, you have to be there to say, listen, calm down a wee bit, long way to go. So, no, listen, big part of my job will be being a buffer between the manager and the players, and, it's something I feel that I'm good at.
And finally, Declan spoke when he's come in a lot about the community and about what it means to play for Glentoran. We're in the boardroom here, surrounded by history as well. What's your sort of view of Glentoran, or your knowledge of Glentoran and the history and everything coming in sort of, you know, from a different angle?
Well, Declan has the experience of being here as a player, which I didn't. I played here multiple times in the Setanta Cup. But look, Glentoran's always been a huge club within Irish football. It's got a huge history. You know, it's won, I think it's 23 titles, although the last one hasn't been since 2009. So, you know, there's a lot of people at the club that are aware of that, and everyone's pulling in the right direction to try and rectify that also.